Hello and welcome back to all those who are coming back, and hello to all those who are new. My name is Allison. I am a modern day medicine woman. I am also a intuitive journey coach, and today I'm here to discuss self-talk and how we speak to ourselves very often. And this is something that doesn't necessarily stem from ourselves. This can stem from people's words towards us, people's actions towards us, and the pain that they've caused us. All of these three things can definitely be a issue with how we speak to ourselves. So you have chosen to believe all these things about yourself that other people have told you, and that's not necessarily the case. It's not the case. So, like, how many voices are in your head? And this isn't a reference to schizophrenia or anything like that. This is just like, what is my voice? What are my words? What are the things that I'm supposed to be saying? That person just said that I'm fat. Am I fat? I don't think that I'm fat. I think that I exercise all the time. I think that I eat really, really well. I think that I'm very healthy. But that's just because somebody else said that I was fat. And then in the long run, we end up thinking that because we're told that by society that you have to be a certain way. I'm not saying that I think I'm fat because I don't think I'm fat. I think I'm good. Don't worry about that. 40, 41, 42 years old. I ain't worried about shit like that. I got other things to worry about. Bones falling apart and stuff. True though, it's true. So we also have to remember that the way people treat us and the way people talk to us and the way people hurt us are the ways that people have talked to them, and the way that people have treated them, and the way that people have been hurt. So we're just a mirror of all the things that have been reflected to us in our lives. So when we look in the mirror or when we're doing something, we don't always think we're good enough because we kind of been told that we're not good enough in a way, if that makes any sense. But at the same time, like, you were born, as soon as you were born, they're like, you're this, you're that, you're going to be this, you're going to be that. And then you don't live up to those people's expectations. You don't live up to your parents' expectations, and then you feel like a failure. Don't feel like a failure if you haven't lived up to your parents' expectations, because you are an individual. You get to make up your life. It is not their life to live, it is your life to live. I want you to remember that right now. You don't have to do anything that you don't want to do on this earth. Everything that you want to do is completely up to you. I'm not saying go murder people or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, like, you're up to you. And if your parents are disappointed because you didn't become a doctor, that's their problem. They're just trying to live through you and they didn't achieve it. That's their problem. Like, it really is their problem. So, um, just think about all the negative things that you say to yourself because of the things that other people have said about you, or the actions that other people have done towards you, or just it's just a mirror. They're just mirroring the behavior that they have learned, and they're just mirroring. Am I saying that right? They're just mirroring. Yes, they're just mirroring. Like I said it wrong again. They're just reflecting what they already know, what's already inside themselves. But if you're here on my channel, you're kind of looking on, like, how to fix those things about yourself in a way. Yeah, you kind of are. Like, I don't think that you would be following me unless you're just completely nosy and waiting for me to make a mistake. And I'm going to make a lot of mistakes because I'm human, and that's what I do. I make mistakes every single day. I'm okay with it. It's my problem, not yours. Don't worry about it. And if you're here to see me mess up, you will. But let me tell you, I'm a strong individual. I will get back up and I will do it again. So that's that. But I do want you to think about, like, what people have said to you that make you think you are who you are. You know? I really want you to think about that. And this doesn't just go from personal people. This isn't just about people in your family or your intimate relationships or your friendships. This is like social media. This is like media in general. This is like, there was a time when models were like super super thin and they were anorexic, and everybody was, super super thin, and they needed to be anorexic, and because that was what's in. And now everybody wants the big old hips, and like times change, like everything's times change, like you're never going to fit the standard. Even if your body looks like it, you're never going to fit the standard up here and here. Like, you're never going to fit the standard. So my suggestion is just to be who the fuck you are, not worry about that standard. But I want you to think about those kind of influences as well. So I want you to do an exercise. I'm here to give you an exercise today, and I want you to grab a piece of paper, and I want you to write down everything that you believe about yourself, be it positive, be it negative. Right? That's all I want you to do there, is just everything that you believe about yourself. That you believe about yourself. Now I want you to challenge those thoughts that you believe about yourself. And I want you to look at them and examine them. Are these thoughts from social media? Are these thoughts from society? Are these thoughts about my parents? Are these the thoughts that other people in my social group have given me? Are they your thoughts? And if they're not your thoughts, this is the opportunity you have right now, is to change those thoughts about yourself. Like, I'm often told that I am an extremely intense person. Like, my energy is intense. I kind of got like sad about that, and I withdrew, and I was like, I don't need to be intense. I'm like frightening these people off. And the truth of the matter is that I'm not intense. I'm just super passionate about things, and all these things that I'm passionate about are my truth. So of course I'm going to be, extra exuberant over those things. But I want you to examine your self-talk too. So it's catching yourself is the first step there. So anytime you go to the mirror and you're like, ugh, this these lines in my forehead look really bad. I call those my Taurus lines. Really, truly, they're like my bull horns. Something like that. I feel like I've had them all my life. Like, I don't think it's an age thing, but whatever. But I want you to challenge those thoughts. And I want you to change those thoughts. So, like, I could be like, oh, that's so sad. Those are like lines in my forehead, scouring. I'm always like, always mad. Seems like I'm always mad. But those are my scouring lines. And that can be perceived as me, being angry. But you just see, and I was like, oh, they're my Taurus bullheads. I challenged that thought, and I was like, no, that's not what that is. My truth is that these little lines are like my Taurus horns. It's also like, it signifies that I'm a thinker. See, just joking. I don't I don't know, maybe it does signify that I'm a thinker. But that's my idea behind it. That's not somebody else's idea behind it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, your truth is your truth. And when we let other people dictate who we are, we step outside of ourselves. So it's very important to identify this self-talk that you have with yourself, and identify whether it's from somebody else, or it's somebody else's pain that you are not letting go of because it's their pain and it's not your pain. They've just transferred all their pain to you. So, your heart, I don't feel worthy of love. That's some bullshit. Everybody's worthy of love, and you just have to be willing to open and accept it. That's all there is to it. You have to be afraid to get hurt. You're not going to die if you get your heart broken. There's all these thoughts we have about ourselves, and it's truly, truly, truly a challenge to change those thoughts. But we can start with this simple exercise of identifying your self-talk and what you believe in yourself. And you can change those thoughts, Like, I'm not worthy of love. You can change that thought. As soon as you start thinking that you're not worthy of love, you go back to I deserve love. You know what I mean? You change that thought, and it's hard, and it's a constant struggle, and you have to stay on top of it. But I promise you that it's worth it every single step of the way. And I'm a prime example of that right now, thinking that I can't go on YouTube, I can't make a video, and nobody's going to listen to anything I have to say. And I thought all of these thoughts, but here I am. I'm doing this thing. And while probably a lot of my subscribers are my personal friends, and I thank you so much, I'm still doing it, and they're still watching my videos, and I'm still doing my best. And I want to say thank you once again from the bottom of my heart, um, for subscribing, watching, and liking. And if you continue to if you continue to want to see my content and what we can work on as far as like self-development goes through certain things like this, then I would love it if you gave me a like, a subscribe, a share. If you want to comment in the section down below, I did make a mistake on my first video and I asked you to comment down below. I hit a child button. The child button will now be off on all of my videos, so you will be able to comment. If there is anything that you would like to discuss with me, I am open and willing to talk about basically anything. I say basically, and I just mean everything. Like I have no holds barred here. So if there's something about health, if there's something about mental health, if there's something about magic, if there's something about psychology, if there's something about yoga, spirituality, or anything like that, just sit it down in the comments and I will hit on it on my next video. Until then, I love you guys so much and I hope you enjoyed. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so every time I make a video, you can see it. And I hope you have a very, very blessed day. And thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for everybody who watched my video today and tuned in. I love you all so very, very, very much.